Welcome to the Vermilion Podcast, a free audio library of business strategies, creative inspiration, and industry knowledge for actors, filmmakers, writers, and anyone looking to activate their creative potential. I'm Misha Calvert, a writer-director who helps artists build the careers that they dream of. I really hope that this podcast inspires you in some way. Thanks for tuning in.
Secrets of cold emails. This is a very requested topic, and rightly so. I'm a huge fan of email communication and email marketing. I am consistently amazed at how many problems in life are solved by a cold email campaign. We're talking money, housing, creative jobs, or even just telling your friends that you're on the market. There are so many things that are taken care of by just letting large amounts of people know that you exist and that you're getting out into the world, letting people know you exist. It's as simple as that. I'm going to talk you through how to create a very successful cold email campaign. You could also use this as a warm email campaign. The difference between cold and warm is just that cold is people that haven't heard from you before. Warm is people that you have an existing relationship with. So I'm going to give you all the steps that I use when I'm emailing people en masse and set you up to do your own email campaign. Let's dive in. I love emails, and my business this year has doubled since I've really started to embrace email marketing. But I can't say enough good things about email marketing. One of the best reasons to integrate email into your business, and if you are an artist who wants to make money from your work, you are running a business, one of the best reasons is that email is an owned platform. Once you have their email, you have it. This is in contrast to social media. You may have 500,000 followers, but if you lose access to your account, you can't reach them anymore. And in today's sociopolitical climate, being kicked off of social media is increasingly a risk. Point being, somebody's email doesn't usually change. So once you've got it, you've got it. Try to build an email marketing list based on the people that are already in your network. You already have a list. You just might not have organized it. So we're going to talk about how to organize that list and how to reach them successfully. Step number one is you're going to want to identify a goal with this. It can feel very overwhelming and very big, like, oh, email marketing is so huge. What does that even mean? Well, it means whatever you want it to mean. You just need a goal. Why are you contacting these people? Be bold and be specific. I do email marketing a lot, pretty much weekly, and I do it for a number of reasons. The last one was to try and sell out a class that I was teaching, and I wanted to let people know about my Vermilion weekly coaching sessions, which is, by the way, an incredible value. At $150 a month, you get 4 sessions a month with me in basically 4 classes. So I wanted to put all that in an email and let people know about my CD classes. And that was the goal. Sell out and raise awareness. So your goals could be different. I'll give you 3 examples of goals that you might have with an email campaign based on what actors and artists tell me they're trying to do. Number 1, I want to book 1 indie film in the next 6 months. Number 2 example, I want to sell out my class next month, which was my example. And number 3, I want to find a new job that makes me, for instance, $80,000 a year or more. Write down what your goal is. Be specific and be bold. The second step is that you're going to want to identify your target market. What does that mean? Well, if your goal is to book 1 indie film in the next 6 months, your target market is going to be directors and casting directors in your area who are casting and filming indie films. That's your market for this email blast that you're going to do. So the target market is just who are you emailing, and make sure that it's the correct group of people. For the second example, I want to sell out my class next month. My target market is going to be actors who like to sign up for classes, and not actors who don't like to sign up for classes, but actors who are at a level that can sign up for casting director classes who are actively signing up for those classes. So that's my target market. If your example is you want to find a new job at $80K a year or more, Your target market might be recruiters or company owners. So take a moment and write down, what is your target market? Who are the people that are going to be able to potentially get you to your goal? Step number 3, you're going to create a master spreadsheet of these people. This is a really critical step, and the steps get harder as we go. So for step 3, could be Excel, could be Google Sheets, but you're going to want to make sure that you have their first name, their last name, their email, their company if they have one, a tag that categorizes them, for example, directors or casting directors or actors, and then room for any notes that you might want to make on them. You are going to want that first name column to be separate, because if you end up doing mail merge, you might create a email that can be personalized depending on the program that you're using. These are just the bare minimum basics: first, last, email, and then company. As you're creating this master spreadsheet, you're going to want to make it 10 times bigger than you think it needs to be. Literally 10. Let's say that you want to email a bunch of casting directors and you think, okay, what's a good number of casting directors to let know that I exist and I have a new film that's coming out? I don't know, 20. No, 200. With 200 casting directors, that's when you start to move the needle on how many people are going to get back to you. Because you can expect maybe 1 out of 10 people to respond, maybe 1 out of 20. So if you're only emailing 20 people, that's maybe 1 response. I don't like that number for you. I want a bigger number. I'm greedy. I want more interaction for you. You just have to operate at scale. You have to meet the market. The only reason not to email 200 casting directors, there's 2 reasons. Number 1 is you're lazy. And if you don't want to advertise yourself and you want to make money for your work, you're running a business. All businesses have to advertise. The other reason that you might not want to email 200 casting directors is fear. Fear of rejection, fear of being seen as too much, being cringe. Guess what? 2025 is the year of cringe. Be cringe. Be too much. Be too excited. Be too into what you're doing. Just go a little bit too far with your effort and your enthusiasm. Step number 4, you have to find the emails. Give yourself a week to do this, so maybe 20 hours total. The hardest way to find people's emails, but also the most effective, is by hand. So individually going through Google, go through and you find their emails. But another really cool secret trick is this website called voilanorbert.com, voilanorbert.com. It is incredibly useful for finding people's emails if they have a company that they work for. And that company has a .com URL. You put in the first and last name of that person, and you put in the website.com, and Voila Norbert finds their email for you. This is only if they are a corporate email. You get 50 free searches. Another place that you can grab emails is IMDb Pro. And if you're an actor and you're serious about your career, you should have IMDb Pro as opposed to just IMDb. And if you're looking for like agent emails or emails at casting offices, you can go down to the junior people in the office, like the most junior, like scroll all the way down. Often those people will list their emails, even if the higher ups don't. And often those emails follow the same formula. So if it's like first name, last name at office.com, you can hazard a guess that Jessica is going to have the same formula as Jerome, and you can just carry it over, right? Another place that you can find emails, and you'll want to use this carefully, where I'm on an email that should have been a BCC, but it was a CC. And so my email is now visible to everyone. And let's say it's someone who's emailing a whole bunch of directors. Well, suddenly I'm on an email with a bunch of directors, and somebody is now able to copy all of the other emails on that CC list from that email and sort them and put them in the right categories, but they have those emails. From then on, they have access to that email until they're blocked, right? So if you're looking to grab a whole bunch at once, you can find emails that way. Obviously, those people didn't consent to you emailing them, but it is the United States of America, and we don't have very strict laws around sharing email addresses. Whereas in other countries, like I know in Europe and the UK, they have pretty strict data laws, but that ain't us. So, it's kind of like do what you need to do to make the money you got to make. Within reason. Have some decorum, people. Finally, there are existing databases out there that may have the contact info that you need. Like I said, IMDb Pro and LinkedIn. I know there's scraping tools for LinkedIn where if you sign up for a certain software, you attach it to your LinkedIn as a plugin, and it will show you literally the emails of anyone who you look up. It's kind of shocking. So there's existing databases, and you can either access them for free or pay to access them and grab a lot of emails along the way. Step number 5 is you're going to want to craft your pitch. So you've got their emails now, you've got their names, you've got their companies. What you say is critical. So give yourself a week to create this pitch. And I'm going to go with the 3 examples that we already covered. So let's say example 1, you want to book 1 indie film in the next 6 months. You might want to create for this pitch a Canva document with all your actor materials, plus a 5-sentence personalized piece of writing that you're going to put in the email that can be scalable. So you can make it bigger or smaller depending on what it's going to say in that 5 sentences. For example, I caught your latest film at Sundance, and I absolutely loved it. Your taste is extraordinary and so aligned with my own. I noticed you're based in New York. I'm an actor and would really love to buy you a coffee and hear more about what it was like to create that film and, of course, what you're working on next. Here's my website that includes the film and TV work that I've done. Please let me know if you might be interested. Sincerely, your name. Pretty compelling, and there's only one ask. So that's really critical for each email is you kind of just want one ask, because more than that, and you start to feel like overwhelming, like you're just taking and taking from them. And I think requesting a meeting is a perfectly legitimate ask if they're a lower tier or indie director. If your goal is to sell out a class, you're going to want to include the web page for that class and possibly even creating a social media post to go alongside that pitch email so that people can see, when they visit the Instagram or whatever, like there's the post for that class. And then if you're trying to get that job that makes more money than you're currently making, well, you're going to need your resume. You're going to need it looking A++, not a single typo to be found. Ideally, a few other people have looked at it. Update your LinkedIn, and you might also need a cover letter as well. So when you're done creating your pitch for this email campaign, have 3 people look at it. Ask for their honest feedback and really take on board what they say. Try to get people who are going to be close to your target market to weigh in so that they know what to look for and they can give you feedback that's actually going to be helpful. I think I'm going to pause here and pick it up next week for part 2 of email marketing. We've gotten through crafting your pitch, and we're going to pick up next week with what your subject line has to be. Subject line is so important. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to create a great subject line and also how to send this email campaign. Next week, can't wait.
The Vermilion podcast is sponsored by Vermilion, a home for artists. We offer classes, coaching, and community for creatives and innovators in the arts. If you're ready to find your voice and build the life of your dreams, we're here to support you every step of the way. Check out clubvermilion.com and schedule a free call today.